Welcome everybody, my name's Louise and I'm going to be your host on Project People Podcasts, and this is the podcast where you'll get the opportunity to listen and to get to know some very, very special people. People who innovate, inspire, educate or simply entertain. And I've learned to appreciate more and more those people that I meet who have that special something, be it their personalities, their life experiences, their job, their successes, or even their failures. Everything fascinates me about these people, and I hope it really will you too. Everyone has something that we can learn from, and over the next few weeks, I want to introduce you to some inspiring people. But before I do, maybe you'd allow me just a couple of minutes to tell you a little bit something about myself, as this is the first introduction episode. Well, I live and work with my family in Zaragoza, Spain, and I've been here for over 20 years. Originally, I studied drama at university, and my ambition was always to be an actress or a director or to work in theatre. Now, back in the day in the UK, I have worked in the theatre, I've worked as a stage manager, I was an extra, I was a market researcher, among other things. But finally, I started work as a drama teacher in London in secondary school. I met my husband one summer working in Spain in a summer camp in English summer in Tarragona back in the 90s. And well, we fell in love and life took a few twists and turns and I ended up living in Spain. But we've both lived and worked in London and in Spain. Now, I've got 2 kids and they've recently grown up and left the nest. I have one, my daughter, Elke, who lives in Gran Canaria, and my son is currently working and living in Australia. Now, the reason why I mention this is that maybe that's part of the reason why I've decided to embark on this new challenge. Well, at least the house is quiet so I can record, but also it does really feel like a time for me to do something for myself, not just work and look after family. And quite simply, I am a huge fan of podcasts. I can spend literally hours listening to podcasts. I'm often inspired, fascinated, even enraged by some of the things that I hear. And I don't know about you, but for me, podcasts are a really natural and quite intimate way to connect with people and with their subject matter. Maybe it's because you have a voice in your ear and it's uninterrupted, or simply because I'm an auditory learner. I mean, I can read something, I can see it, I can do it, but if someone explains it to me or I hear it, I just get it. And on top of that, I like talking. I adore talking to people and I adore learning about other people's lives and what they do. You can all think of people that, those chats with friends or acquaintances that have changed your life in some way, that have made you feel a certain kind of way, that have inspired or motivated you. And for me, that personal connection with people is fundamental. Those moments of connection, inspiration is what I want this podcast to be. So I've reached out to a few amazing people and they've said yes. So I'm really excited to embark on this project. And if you're kind enough to lend me your ear and to stick with me on this journey, I hope we can enjoy it together. The people I bring you will be totally varied from different professions, ages, nationalities, and I promise they'll be good. So without further ado, let's get started and welcome to Project People Podcasts. Bienvenidos a todo el mundo. Yo soy Louise y voy a ser vuestro host en este podcast Project People. Este es un podcast donde vais a tener la oportunidad de escuchar y conocer gente muy especiales, personas que innovan, crean, educan o simplemente entretienen. He aprendido a valorar cada vez más a las personas que tienen algo especial, ya sea por su personalidad, sus experiencias de vida, su trabajo, sus logros o incluso sus fracasos. Y eso me fascina y espero que a ustedes también. Todos tenemos algo que aprender y en las próximas semanas quiero presentarles a personas realmente inspiradoras. Pero antes de hacerlo, ¿me permiten contarles algo sobre mí? Vivo y trabajo con mi familia en Zaragoza y llevo más de 20 años viviendo aquí. Soy inglesa, no sé si os habéis dado cuenta por mi acento. Originalmente estudié arte de dramático en la universidad y mi ambición era ser actriz o directora del teatro. Y en el Reino Unido trabajé como directora de escena, actriz, investigadora de mercados, entre otras cosas. Y finalmente, pues como profesora de secundaria en Londres. Conocí a mi marido mientras trabajaba en un campamento de verano en España, en los años 90, en Tarragona, en Lezama. Y desde entonces hemos vivido y trabajado tanto en Reino Unido como en España. Mis hijos ya han crecido. Tengo una hija que vive en Gran Canaria y un hijo que actualmente está en Australia. Y esto lo digo porque quizás sea una de las razones por qué he decidido embarcarme en este nuevo desafío. Al menos la casa está tranquila para grabar. Siento que ha llegado un momento en mi vida que quiero hacer algo nuevo para mí. Y simplemente me encantan los podcasts. Soy muy fan de podcasts. Puedo pasar horas escuchándolos, aprendiendo, dejándose inspirar, fascinar, educar e incluso indignarme con los temas que tratan. No sé exactamente por qué, pero para mí los podcasts son una forma natural de aprender y conectar con algo. Tal vez sea porque tienes una voz en tu oído de forma ininterrumpida e íntima, o quizás porque soy una aprendiz auditiva. Puedo leer algo o verlo o hacerlo, pero si lo escucho, lo entiendo mejor. Y también adoro hablando con la gente y aprendo muchísimo de estas conversaciones. Y seguro que todos pueden recordar estas charlas con amigas o conocidos de que de alguna manera les han cambiado de la vida o les han inspirado o motivado de alguna forma. Y esto es lo que quiero para mi podcast, conversaciones auténticas con conexiones bonitas, con gente maravillosa. Así que bienvenidos a Project People.